Hello, everyone. Bit of news, and it's news that actually will affect Americans using Twitter and Facebook and YouTube. You're probably going, why am I doing this? Isn't this channel meant to be for collectors? Well, this actually does affect collectors as well. Collectors of Transformers, Lego, statues, virtually anything that you can share to Twitter. Now, Donald Trump has actually signed an executive order that he says, it's US President Donald Trump has signed an executive order aimed at removing some of the legal protections given to social media platforms. YouTube is a social media platform, Twitter is a social media platform, Facebook is a social media platform. Gives regulators the power to pursue legal actions against firms such as Facebook and Twitter for the way they police content on their platforms. It's called Terms of Services and Policy that you actually agree to. Trump accused social media platforms of having unchecked power while signing the order. Again, that comes under terms and services along with the policies that you agreed to. Twitter's just updated their terms and services along with their policies to actually start labeling stuff that their users put up as either fake, misleading, conspiracy theory, or here's a link to more information. Because of people posting conspiracy theories to Twitter and Facebook about 5G conveying the coronavirus, when actually 5G is a technology that does not convey the coronavirus and has not conveyed the coronavirus or helped spread the coronavirus, because 5G is actually a network. Critics and several legal experts say the US Congress or the court system may be involved to change the current legal understanding of the protections for these platforms. Congress is going to look at the executive order and just throw the damn thing out. Like, literally throw it out. And let's see if I can get some more light. Nah. Trump has regularly accused social media platforms of stifling or censoring conservative voices. They've actually been removing stuff that is harmful to others, along with attacks on communities, people, places. Remember the shooting in New Zealand? That was taken down by Facebook and Twitter, because people just went, oh, I'll just download this video, upload it to Twitter, without realizing they just got their account banned. Because you're not allowed to post disturbing images to social media platforms. That also includes YouTube, unless it's news. Big action to follow. Yeah, big action to follow would be Donald Trump being sued by Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Which I wouldn't be surprised is actually going to be happening. What the executive order says is the order sets out to clarify the Communications Decency Act, a US law that offers online platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube legal protection in certain situations. Under Section 230 of the law, social networks are not generally held responsible for content posted by their users, which they aren't. They're not responsible for it. It's the users that are responsible for it. I've agreed to the terms and services of YouTube, along with the community guidelines. I agreed to the terms and services of Facebook, along with their guidelines and policies, along with Twitter's terms of service and policies. Yet Twitter is like, oh, we're not going to remove Donald Trump, even though he's broken a number of terms and services along with the community policies. Yeah. Therefore, it points out that this legal immunity does not apply if a social network edits content posted by its users. It's called a label. It's so that people can actually get more facts. instead of someone posting false and misleading information like Donald Trump has on the, say, mail-in ballots fraud way to voting when it is a First Amendment given right. It also says deceptive blocking of posts, including removing a post for reasons other than those specified in a website's terms and services. Donald Trump, your account's actually been flagged a number of times to be removed, and yet it's not, because your Twitter followers virtually have what? You're virtually sitting there in your office, you're running your businesses because you don't think you can give them up. When actually, as President of the United States, you do have to give up your businesses. You can't exactly hold any businesses. You're not allowed to go to any business that has your name on it. Oh, and Donald Trump has actually played more golf than Obama has, and has racked up nearly $140 million in dollars on the taxpayers' benefits, which is more than what the presidential pay is, which is $450,000 US a year. Wow, imagine being paid $450,000 US a year in Australia. Wow, I can just go into work about, 3 days a week, have 2 days off for relaxation, and then 2 days for planning on what to do. Let's plan for 2 days on what are we doing. Nah, Donald Trump just wants, I'm not in the office, I'm going to play golf. Yeah, sorry Trump, you're losing everyone. Law still protects social media companies like Twitter because they are considered forums, not publishers, Mr. Rubio said. Though he is probably considered Marco Rubio as among those arguing that the platforms take on the role of a publisher when they add fact-check labels to specific posts. No. The user is the publisher. The website is that. It is a website. The admin can go through and I can add this to this post because this is not correct. The admin has the last say on what a post is. Because most posts don't get approved because they have to go through a screening. With Twitter and Facebook, it's like, post just goes straight up. But in community groups, post is actually screened before being posted. Twitter is like a forum. They have the last say if the content is not allowed to be on their platform. But if they now decide to exercise an editorial role like a publisher, they should no longer be shielded from liability and treated as publishers under the law. No, Marco Rubio. No, bad Marco Rubio. Take a virtual slap to the face. A draft of the executive order circulated earlier on Thursday also called for the Federal Communications Commission to spell out what type of content blocking will be considered deceptive, pretextual, or inconsistent with a service provider's terms and conditions. Really? That's like going, let's just go over YouTube's community guidelines. Let's see. Jake Paul and Logan Paul have posted dangerous pranks that can be considered distressing minors. Yeah, remember that prank that one of them pulled where they're waving at a hotel window to their young child fans and then they get shot in the back by a shotgun and fake blood hits the window that is causing distress to a minor. In this case, it is actually seen in the video. So, I wonder if YouTube is actually going to be taking a look at Jake Paul and Logan Paul's videos from now on. Review of a government advertising on social media sites and whether those platforms impose viewpoint-based restrictions. No, because it's a company. A company can actually advertise anywhere they want, as long as they actually can target the correct audience that are following them on that platform. I mean, I follow, Dell, Alienware, HP, Microsoft, Sony, though Sony's new digital conference is actually going to have fake audience again. Yeah, I don't think Sony's going to learn their lesson. What else? Virtually what I like. Big Bad Toy Store, Army, Hobbylink Japan, and everything else. I get their tweets, I get stuff that I like from them. The re-establishment of the White House tech bias reporting tool that lets citizens report unfair treatment by social... Okay, now we have a problem. The White House tech bias reporting tool was actually a fraud. It was something that completely failed, because people were reporting things from businesses to other people and everything else instead of what was meant to be reported. That's why it failed in the first place. YouTube, owned by Google, has not yet responded. Let's see. This is the social networks respond. Twitter has repeatedly named in a draft of the executive order the client to comment. YouTube, owned by Google, has not yet responded. In an interview with Fox News on Wednesday, Facebook executive chief Mark Zuckerberg said censoring a social media platform would not be the right reflex for a government concerned about censorship. Yay! Though Mark Zuckerberg has actually been in trouble with, Congress and the law itself, along with Facebook. If your eyes are on that black box with other stuff in it, yeah, that's just recycle. Interview, yeah. Fox said it would play its full interview with Mark Zuckerberg on Thursday. Yeah, with a few changes to actually make it sound like that Zuckerberg's actually in agreement with what Trump wants. Fox News should actually be held responsible for posting misleading and false information to Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at times, especially on national TV. One conservative think tank warned the executive order could have unintended consequences. Lawsuit! Is the one thing. In the long run, the conservative campaign against social media companies could have a devastating effect on the freedom of speech. Yeah, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, they can be considered places of freedom of speech where you can actually talk to other people about things and such. But if someone actually posts a disturbing image and such, like, say, a dead child, to a section that is not talking about something that someone done, killed someone, that person can actually be removed. And that was said by Matthew Feeney of the Cato Institute. And changing communications into the act to impose political neutrality on social media companies could see the platforms filled with legal content they otherwise like to remove. Yeah, such as pornography. Hello, Twitter, we actually have a problem. There is pornography on the platform, mainly because pornography is an art form, but posting it onto social media and such, especially if someone retweets that, showing someone being screwed in a photo, and a kid sees it on their parents' Twitter feed, they're going to start asking questions. It's the same with violent imagery and racism. Donald Trump is the biggest racist person that is on social media at the moment. He doesn't care, he doesn't even think. He just posts, and surprisingly enough, he actually posts conspiracy theories and actually false and misleading information as well. Or they would screen content to agree that would kill the free flow of information on social media that we're used today. Though there's actually a little mix up here. It's supposed to be used to today. Used to as in TOO before today. See, I know. And I use Grammarly on when I'm writing my descriptions. I use TubeBuddy when I'm actually doing my tags for video content. Mr. Rosini said the draft executive order was a mess but could prove particularly popular in the run-up to a presidential election, or fatal in this case. What sparked the latest road, the long-running dispute between Mr. Trump and social media companies flared up again on Tuesday, when two of his posts were given a fact-check label by Twitter, which is actually a new thing that they implemented and rolled out, which you actually agreed to, and were told by emails and everything else, along with we've updated our policies and such. He had tweeted about providing evidence. There is no way that mail-in ballots will be anything less than sufficiently fraudulent. Tweeted added a warning label to the post and linked a page describing the claims as unsustained. Which is actually true because if you're into a political election, you actually have to monitor your social media sites a lot more carefully because of false and misleading information, mainly from Russia. And sorry. Because Donald Trump was actually got in by some hackers that actually wanted him in, because they actually hacked the electoral community. The electoral computers changed 3.2 million votes to Donald Trump. That is actually called fraud, and voting fraud for that matter. Considering Trump asked Russia to help, and by help I mean hack the DNC servers and everything else, release all the emails and everything else, just to show that he is a weak person. Donald Trump is a weak person. He can't even organize anything. Like I said before, Donald Trump is actually running his business from White House and from his golf course, or any other golf course or hotel that he visits. He doesn't care. And here's the other thing. Then on Wednesday, Trump threatened to strongly regulate social media platforms. He tweeted to his more than 80 million followers. Over half of that are actually fake accounts. You can run the names against against people who have died and such, and it's like, wait, that person's dead. Why is their name on this account? Oh wait, this person is in jail. Why is their name on this account and following Donald Trump? If anything, Donald Trump's 80 million followers should actually be cut down to 10 million, because 70 million of those are actually fake, false, or names that have been put onto accounts that should not have been put onto. Totally silence conservatives, Republican followers that Republicans felt the platform totally silence conservatives. No, they don't. Sorry. They actually allow free speech, but as soon as you start calling someone a name and such, like the N-word, which I'm not going to say, though there are actually two spellings to that, and I'm not going to get into that. That's actually for you to look up. And that he would not allow this to happen. In an earlier tweet, he said Twitter was completely stifling free speech. Twitter's chief executive, Jack Dorsey, responded to criticism of the platform's fact-checking policies in a series of posts, saying, "We'll continue to point out incorrect or dispute information about elections globally." that is now their job. And there's a Twitter tweet from Jack, fact check, there is someone ultimately accountable for our actions as a company, and that's me. Please leave our employees out of this. We'll continue to point out incorrect and dispute information about elections globally, and we will admit to and own any mistakes we make. That's actually good to know. That is actually good to know. Thank you, Jake. Mr. Trump wrote a similar post about mail-in ballots on Facebook on Tuesday, and no such warnings were applied. Yeah, I wonder why, because it's actually false and misleading information. Twitter has tightened its policies in recent years as it's faced criticism that its hands-off approach allowed fake accounts and misinformation to thrive. Gee, I wonder where all that false and misleading information is coming from right now. Oh yeah, that's right, it's coming from Donald Trump. Suicidaling's free speech, analysed by Christopher Giddy's BBC Reality Check. Twitter says it's enforced its rules impartially for all users regardless of their background and political affiliation, but there is no publicly available list of which accounts have been fact-checked, labels, or been suspended. Actually, there is. You just type in Twitter suspended accounts and Twitter fact-checked label accounts in Google. That's it. That's all you have to do. Twitter told BBC News that it had previously added fact-check labels to 2 tweets by Chinese government spokesman Zhao Lijiang, who had speculated back in March that the coronavirus may have originated in the US. Wow, that actually worked fast. The company said tweets had contained potentially misleading conduct about COVID-19 and had been labelled to provide additional context to the public. But these labels were added retrospectively after Twitter had been scrutinised for placing them on President Trump's post. Twitter says common reasons for suspending accounts are abusive tweets and spam, and not censoring the political opinions. But critics say Twitter's decision-making process is opaque. So, what does this mean, really? It means Donald Trump is a complete and utter idiot, is a buffoon, and yeah, Donald Trump's actually dug his own hole. There's 100,000 plus deaths in America right now, and I'm just gonna have a drink of my dear mocha. And yes, it is a dead mocha in a Master Chief can holder. It's actually pretty nice. But yeah. So Donald Trump, like I said, Donald Trump has dug himself into a hole. He's now trying to backfill that hole in with himself in it by attacking social media platforms. If anything, this can actually prove a lawsuit against Trump for false and misleading information that he's posted to Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube in Trump News channel. It can also have political backlash and prove that Donald Trump is a fake president, which is actually true because the whole world once looked to America for economic stability, but when a pandemic came along like the COVID-19, Donald Trump failed in all aspects and the world just looked away. Donald Trump has become the laughingstock of every nation leader, including at the G7 summit, where he actually falsely made up information, or where he falsely posted information that he was on a phone call to 2 countries, when in fact both those countries were actually at the table and Donald Trump was nowhere to be seen. Because he didn't want to be sitting at the table there, because no one would take him seriously, which is actually correct. No one will take Donald Trump seriously enough, because he's nothing but a real estate idiot whose Bachelor of Science in Economics is stuck back in the 80s. where it does not apply to today's standard. And I wouldn't be surprised if it actually comes out that his daddy, and I do mean his daddy, paid off his teachers to actually give him a passing grade. We can actually pit Donald Trump's education against Barack Obama's education, and Barack Obama came out on top. You can see the video I've done on that. Donald Trump only studied, at 2 places? Barack Obama, virtually everywhere, including a law firm. He studied law as well, so yeah, Donald Trump hasn't studied law. And yet everyone wonders why he actually is president. Well, like I said before, he asked Russia to hack, Russia helped him. There's your answer. And that proof is actually in the Mueller report, which the Attorney General William Barr has actually came out and disputed a number of times and didn't let the report speak for itself. If you are actually going to come out and speak against the report, let the report speak for itself before you actually speak against it. In other words, the whole Mueller report should actually be released to public and to the world in full, because Donald Trump actually asked Australia's Prime Minister, Malcolm Turnbull, or was it Scott Morrison? Yes, Scott Morrison, at the time, to actually help muddy the Mueller report. Donald Trump can actually be caught out in his lies as well, I might add. So, yeah, that's a car. Owned by whom, believe it or not. So yeah, I'm not making this stuff up. I've actually read the So, in truth, you can actually go to the BBC and read this as well. What I said, what I've actually read, if you don't believe me. I think CNN would also have it on their site, and they would actually post it as well. Facebook Mark Zuckerberg says he does not think social networks should be fact-checking what politicians post. I told you Fox News would actually do something to make Mark Zuckerberg's words not true. So, what can we do to actually stop the spread? Well, it's virtually the user, which is you, the subscriber, the fan, the person who actually has Twitter and Facebook. You can actually do something about it. You can report false misleading tweets, tweets that are racist, tweets that actually attack other people, and make sure that the platform is actually safe for other users. And we can actually hold Donald Trump accountable if not only what Donald Trump has put in an executive order affects Twitter, it would also affect every user of Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Which means every person who is on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook can turn around, open a lawsuit against Donald Trump, and sue him for screwing up. And yeah, you can virtually turn around and say, well, Donald Trump screwed up on the executive order. Well, we can tell YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook that we can't access certain parts of the site thanks to Donald Trump. And I wouldn't be surprised if that does actually happen, because if we can't post videos, tweets, or messages to Facebook, or share things, or update stuff on those platforms, the whole world can actually veto Donald Trump from everything. Donald Trump won't be allowed anywhere, for a matter of fact. The reason why I'm saying that is because, well, Donald Trump is stupid as well. I've said that before. I am reiterating that Donald Trump is stupid. He doesn't understand how to run a country. He thinks running a country is like a business. No, it's not. I did a Cert 3. I know what to do in a business. I know what not to do against a business. I don't have sponsors. I don't have them, so I can't exactly communicate with them. And people want to attack me, go right ahead. I'll just attack you straight back with a lawsuit, saying that your information is false and misleading and completely wrong, and that what you said about me is taken out of context because you're nothing but stupid. And I'm not calling my subscribers that. My subscribers are fans. My subscribers are the people who are on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I care about community policies and guidelines. Community guidelines and policies along terms of service. Donald Trump, on the other hand, thinks that he's the king of America. That Article 2 gives him full power. No, Article 2 is rules and regulations that a president must abide by. A president must follow those rules and regulations, because at the end of Article 2, Section 4, the president can be removed from office for treason. And that's what this executive order is. It is treason against American people, against American companies, and against everything. That people can stand for. Trump doesn't care who he actually... Yeah, Trump doesn't care who he destroys, as long as it's seen as him doing something. COVID-19. Trump failed to act. Trump said there was one case. One plane load does not equal one case. One plane load equals a number of cases that have just spread out from touching down back in America. That's what Donald Trump doesn't understand. He said it's going to be one case, it'll be 15, down to 10, down to 1, down to 0, in his make-believe world. And Twitter's just came out and said, well, here's our updated terms of services and policies. We're now labeling stuff that can be considered fake and misleading news with the correct information that people can go and look for. Or look at. And I am sorry about the video being this long. But really, Donald Trump needs to be stopped. This new executive order of his has to be stopped. Because it's not only going to affect people, it's going to affect everyone around the world. And I literally mean it will affect everyone around the world if that executive order goes through. The executive order is a complete and utter mess that Trump wants to push forward. That executive order of his can actually be destroyed in Congress, can be destroyed in courts, because it is unethical, and let's just say it's really, really that dumb. to actually try and push a executive order to target social media outlets that actually have to abide by law what they do. They notify governments that they're changing their terms and services along with their policies and community guidelines to actually coincide with the new law. And that's what Donald Trump doesn't understand, because Donald Trump thinks everyone should just bow down to him because he is a king. No, this is a perfect example of what Donald Trump is. He's a Kim Jong-un knockoff. And that's all he is. He's a Kim Jong-un knockoff, and he wants to be seen as a dictator. One part of the American Constitution means that Donald Trump can be removed from office. It's the 25th Amendment. Look it up. And I do mean it's the 25th Amendment. And it's something that has been put in by law. Because a president cannot see themselves as a dictator or king. If a president sees themselves as a dictator or king, they can be removed from office. So I'm calling upon everyone, help stop this from going through. Express your anger, express your concerns. This executive order must stop. It must be stopped. Because it will affect businesses. It will affect your business. If it affects your business, you can blame Donald Trump. So I'm ending here. Have a good day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your life. Keep social distancing up, because it's the only way that will help stem the spread of coronavirus. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. That's breakfast. Playing off me. Anyway, I'm out. I'm gone. See you next video. I'm still playing the the MFT Veteran Cup. Veteran/not Cup. So I'll see you when that video goes ahead.